Well, very warm welcome, everybody. It is round two. The Adrenaline GT GT7 GT3 Championship Season 9. We find ourselves here at Daytona Road Course, where it all began for the AGT broadcast way back in 2023. The Season 1 pre-season action. This is one of the first ever broadcasts that we did here on this channel. That race was won by Josh Green, who will not be competing tonight, but he was one of the first winners of AGT, and this course, this road course, I should say, is a staple of AGT and indeed league racing across Gran Turismo 7. I hope you're all well out there tuning in. My name, of course, is Isaac Foggy. It's a pleasure to have your company on this fine Wednesday evening, or indeed whenever you are watching this video, as I know a lot of people watch it not necessarily when it's live, but later on when they have the time. We are setting up for some Division 1 action here this evening. It was a great way to open our season last week, and there was action aplenty in that race, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing something very, very similar this evening. Grand Valley Highway was a great way to kick things off, and we stay in the Americas this week with Daytona. And here at, I believe it's in Florida, maybe, Daytona. I'm not quite sure. I'm not all over my American geography, but that's okay. We have a 5.73 kilometer circuit here this evening, a lot of which is actually banked oval, so that could be very interesting. 12 corners. That's better than the 3 you usually get on an oval. And with that infield section providing a little bit of a challenge for our drivers this evening, no doubt. 21 laps, 120 kilometres, a longest straight of 575 metres, although when you come out of the bus stop at turn 10, you keep it pinned all the way until the braking zone at turn 1. So there is a long time you're on the throttle around this circuit. A hard tyre will be required this evening for our drivers, and then we might see a soft tyre depending on how well that hard tyre holds up. But tyre wear will be a factor, especially with that banking. Look for the right side tyres to be working overtime on that banking this evening. Without further ado, let's dive in to our qualifying results. It is Lemon 87 that just lines up on pole, so back-to-back poles. Couldn't convert it last week. Can he perform this week? It was very, very close, though, between the top three. Look at the gaps between Caleb Birtles and Nick Dalton, who starts second and third. Ridwan Ibn Hamza returns to the series and starts on row number 2 alongside Dalton. Then it's Matt McCallum and Sharky sharing row number 3. Sharky down in 6th in qualifying. He'll be looking to move forward in this race for sure. Muller and Art DJ sharing row number 4. And then it's Justin Ladaway and BVL Gazoo on row number 5. And then Zane Wheeler and Ali B on row number 6. And Prying Stingray all the way at the back of the field. Couldn't get together in quali. Hopefully we'll see him perform in the race like we know he always will. That pretty much does it for the introductions here. We are not far away from getting this race started, so let's jump down to the circuit for race time. Here's our pole sitter, Lemon 87, leading us away towards the green flag. The countdown has started. The lights are out and we have a rolling start here at Daytona, and it is a great start for our pole sitter in the PH Esports Audi, followed by Caleb Birtles in that Race Asylum Ford GT, the number 1 on the side of the door. Then it's Nick Dalton, Ridwan Ibn Hamza, Matt McCallum, and everyone in the background jostling for position off the start. We've got cars side by side here at the front. I'm trying to work out who that is. That is McCallum and Sharky going side by side. Round the outside in the Lancer for the 93, if you don't mind. Gets that move done on the Audi here, and McCallum is falling backwards at the start of this one. He's now got Muller for company alongside him in his, another Audi. It is another Audi, so it's Audi versus Audi, and you've got another one. DJ trying to get up the inside now. Matt McCallum falling backwards off the start here, so not the start that the CP Motorsports driver would have wanted with the result that he had in qualifying. He was in a very, very strong position, but unfortunately has not been able to keep it together off the start here, and now finds himself moving backwards. In the background, Ali B going side by side with Prying Stingray, who's looking to capitalise on his starting position and move forward. Justin Ladaway in behind his CP Motorsports teammate now. They are 8th and 9th on the road. Lemon 87 in control of this field off the start, though, from Nick Dalton. It's been a very, very clean start for all drivers. A little bit of side-by-side action. There was a lovely move around the outside for Sharky in his Lancer on on Matt McCallum at the hairpin at 4, but not able to hold off the drivers behind as well, Matt McCallum. And now he's got his teammate for company right in under the rear bar now. Look at this. They are zooming up behind. Going to be some movement. Look out for BBL Gazoo in the background. Here we go. Justin Ladaway looking to size up his teammate. They're catching right up to Muller here, who's gotten caught out. And now Muller's going to become a part of this as well. Into the corner, up the inside goes BBL Gazoo. There's a little bit of contact, more contact. Justin Ladaway goes around. I think he's gotten that straightened up. Matt McCallum is slow away as well, and BBL Gazoo redresses that position. There was multiple points of contact between a number of drivers there. And that started with BBL Gazoo getting into the side of Justin Ladaway. And then Matt McCallum, the unfortunate victim in that, the innocent third party, and now finds himself all the way back down in 12th, and that was redressed by BBL Gazoo, who now finds himself at the back of the field. Looks like we've gotten away with no damage here, though, which is good news for these drivers. And that started really because there was... Lost the driver now. Muller here in 7th was slow, very, very slow, and got caught out. And as a result, Matt McCallum and Justin Ladaway weren't quite prepared for the slow speed in which he was travelling, the rate in which they caught him. And that provided a couple of issues there for those drivers. But we now settle into a rhythm at the front of this field. Prying Stingray up to 8th place already, looking very good at the front of this field. 1187 leading the way. We'll be hoping he can convert this week, or at least bring home a much better result than he was able to last week. I know he would have been disappointed with that result in the end, but he's looking to bounce back. He's got the pace in that car, in that PHE Sports Audi, that's for sure. It's what he can do with that pace. We will wait to see in this one. Caleb Birtles, though, laying down the charge last week, dominating victory over the rest of the field, really. Was Nico. Didn't see him feature too much last week. Parked in the pit lane early on. Great to see him up the pointy end of the field now. He's got company in behind the Dodge Viper of Ridwan Ibn Hamza. Ridwan, odd choice of car, that's for sure, but when you're a reserve driver, you can afford to go for something a little bit different, and that's exactly what he's done this week with that Dodge Viper. Looks very, very nice, the FR Racing car. There's no Pakitas this week as a consequence. That's why Ridwan is racing this week to score some points for his team, FR Racing. But he's got Sharky all over the back of him at the moment, searching for a way past. A little bit of bobbling there. Bit of lag, connection lag for Ridwan. Recently married as well, Ridwan Ibn Hamza, so congratulations to him and his lovely wife. It's a wonderful day, and they got to share that with friends and family, I'm sure, and had a wonderful time. And now we say a very big cheers to a very happy life together for the new couple. He's, look, he got married, and then I think the day before his wedding, he was racing on Gran Turismo, and the day after his wedding, he was racing on Gran Turismo. So he's committed to the craft, that's for sure, but he always makes time for those who matter, and the wedding was certainly something I would hope you'd be able to make a little bit of time for. But he always manages to fit in his racing. He's pulled away from Sharky here ever so slightly. Oh, no, Sharky didn't get the run through there, Ridwan, and now Sharky's right on the back of him. He lost a lot of time. He was actually right under the rear wing of Nick Dalton there for a little bit, and now Sharky could go for the move here. Ridwan holding that inside line, covering off on the yellow line, so Sharky's going to have to go the long way if he wants to get this done, because Ridwan is driving defensively. He's just biding his time in that slipstream. Now they go the high line into the braking zone at turn 1. This is some great defensive driving from the FR Racing driver, not giving Sharky any room to try and get past at this stage. It is very, very competitive out there between these guys. Oh, wide off the track. Who was that in the background that was running wide? Not quite sure. Muller and Stingray battling it out at this stage. Ali B up into 9th. Great driving at the moment for the number 10 car. The 88 of Zane Wheeler in 10th place at the moment. With Matt McCallum, who's back on a charge for this. Justin Ladaway has come into the pits and stopped. So he served his mandatory stop. Whether he gets to the end from here, not entirely sure, but he has elected that it is time to come in for a pit stop, and that's exactly what he has done. Got that out of the way. Straight away, off the hard tyres, onto the medium. So regardless, he's on a faster compound now, but he is some way behind the field. So we'll see. Keep a very close eye on what happens with him throughout the remainder of this race. BBL Gazoo, a little bit of a moment there on the exit. That car is not doing what he wants it to do at this stage. Matt McCallum trying to find a way past Zane Wheeler. And here we go, being pushed now. Ribline, he's been passed by Sharky and now has DJ right in behind him, trying to give him the hurry up. So Sharky's up to 4th. And this train of cars is continuing to grow. DJ will want to make quick work here of the former Division 1 champion if he can. Won't want to sit in behind for too long, that's for sure. Around the outside he goes now. Try and get this move done before they get down to turn 1. He has cleared him, so he's back across in front. I don't think Ribline's going to be close enough or have the pace to come back at him through turn 1 here. So that is a decisive move for the PHE Sports driver. He's up into position number 5 now. Great to see that move done. Darren McSweeney around the outside, and now Caleb Birtle's very aggressive into the braking zone at 1. He is starting to show some pace. He has the fastest lap of the race to his name. Ridwan Ibn Hamza, though, has the fastest lap of the race overall with a 46.9. But this man, as he's done his fastest lap of the race, they all are going quick out there at the moment, but Caleb Birtle's just able to lift a little bit more than others at various points in time. He's just so quick and has been for a number of years now on this game, number of seasons really, showing what he can do behind the wheel of a race car. And he's up still on his best time now. He's actually up on the best time set by Ridwan Ibn Hamza, which Ridwan set on lap number 2 of this race. So he is searching for a way past our race leader. It is lap 5, so the laps are ticking away here, folks. We are getting deeper into this event. Only 21 laps on the board this evening. We're starting to use those hard tyres relatively quickly, though. I would think that a stop to the mediums is going to be difficult to get home on. You have to try and stretch these hard tyres out as long as you possibly can. Look at the sparks flying off the diffuser of that Audi as it pushes down against the banked surface. And look at the draft that Caleb Birtles has now, setting himself up for a shot at the lead of this race. He's trying to find a way past, but the line that Lemon is holding is very, very defensive. Hits the high line into turn 1 to make the braking zone. Look at the disc glow on that Ford GT and not able to make it past. Here we go, on board now with the reigning champion. You can see this little bit of lag movement in front from that Audi would make it a little bit harder to try and pass. Oh, and there's a little bit of lag movement from both of them at the moment. So not the best of connections between these two right now. But they are doing what they can to try and get this done. Looks to the inside, but not able to make that move stick at this stage. Sideways now. Gets the tail out. Heavy braking. This is to come off the infield, back onto the oval, back onto the banking. I will say, the tyre wear has stayed fairly even at this stage compared to what I expected it probably would be for these drivers. They are able to look after those loaded side tyres on the right-hand side more than I thought they might have been able to. Now, this is going to be crucial for Caleb Birtles here, still riding on board. Throws the car into the bus stop. Brilliant curb usage. Sets this car really nicely. Is he going to be able to get the run, though? I don't think he has on this occasion. The chopper shot shows that he's not really gaining here on Lemon 87 and probably won't be able to at this stage unless he gets a massive amount of slipstream, which he did on the previous occasion, so I wouldn't put it completely out of the question here, but I don't know, he's doing 270, 269. They're doing similar speeds at the moment. It's not really that much of a difference at the front of this field. There is Sharky. And Ridwan Ibn Hamza into the pit lane. So, for his first stop of the race now, a lot of drivers will start to gain places. He was on the hard tyre? I believe he was. He is on that hard tyre. So, this is a strange call. We're waiting for him to arrive in the box. He is on the hard tyre. Everyone else behind will push on. It is a long time you sit in that booth. Muller and Stingray battling away. So Stingray's found a way past Muller. Callum has found a way past Zane Wheeler. Muller and Stingray still going at it here, actually, at the front of this field. Well, not at the front, but it's sort of in the mid-pack, really. But they are battling for this position. Muller does not want to go down without a fight from Prying Stingray, but Prying Stingray desperate to try and push on with this and catch up to this group in front. Everything he can. Gonna look up and down these fields where we're able to find some action at this stage. It's starting to slow down now. Everything's starting to chill out a little bit. And everyone's finding their rhythm, which they tend to do. And a half-second slowdown will now be served by DJ, which shouldn't actually cost him that much time in relation to Stingray, who still is looking rearward at Muller here. So Muller, a little bit of bump drafting from the two of them. They want to catch this group in front. They're trying to work together now to catch this group in front. They're desperate to make up some time. Get to the front of the field here. Ali B throws it into the corner. Still a way off here from... You see there, that's the gap between these guys. Still the battle going on between Callum and... Actually, it's Wheeler and BBL Gazoo now. They're starting to find their way towards each other. Closing that gap down. Listen to those cars. Listen to the Porsche. The Porsche sounds absolutely spectacular, doesn't it? Front of this field, and I apologise folks, but we're just trying to slow things down ever so slightly now as we get to a bit of a lull stage in the race. We're waiting for strategies to start to play out, and while we do that, we take some time to breathe a little bit more between our sentences and get our rhythm back, because it's so hectic at the start of these races that you have to talk at 1,000,000 words a minute. Not really super quick, but just got to keep talking to keep up with everything that is happening. Whereas get to the middle of the race, it quietens down a little bit. There's an opportunity to breathe, to take a drink if you need to, just to suck in some air. And thankfully, we are able to have a little bit of a moment. No one else electing to come in yet. Rubwan Ibn Hamza, I believe, still... He's in front of Justin Ladaway. He's got a slowdown penalty. Struggling for pace at the moment, it does look like. Did not refuel when he came into the pits, so not an ideal time. Serves that slowdown. Pushes on. Justin Ladaway at the back of this field. I think he may be saving fuel. Try and get to the end of this one. Desperate to finish this race without having to stop again. Big hello to everybody that's watching on at the moment. We are very glad to see you all in chat. And yes, this is not live, so I'm not able to see your chats in real time, but we do appreciate you jumping in, engaging. Up the inside now. BBL Gazoo thinks about a move? No, not on this occasion. But yes, we jumped in. I jumped in the chat at various points last week to check out what was happening and what everyone was thinking of the action. It's so great to see so many of you in there having conversations, throwing out some comments and some predictions. It's absolutely wonderful to see all the engagement as well that we received on our video last week. It was amazing support for the return of these broadcasts, and again, your continued support is what's going to help us be able to bring these to you all season long. 141 views we have at the time of recording for last week's stream, for last week's round, and we'd love to get that to continue to grow. If you haven't checked it out already, go and check it out. There was some amazing action, especially right towards the end of that race with a bit of drama on the line. And I won't spoil it, but it is absolutely worth watching. But stay and watch the end of this one first, obviously. Then go check that one out once you have finished here. It is very well worth a watch. Not a lot of your time either. Around about 45 minutes for a broadcast this season. We're only doing one division, and they're about 35 to 40 minute races with the quick top and tail. introduction, the grid, and then the results at the end. We don't take up a lot of your time. Go and check out a video, so it is worth going and watching if you do have a spare few minutes here and there to tune in and watch along. We're watching a great battle at the moment between Gazoo and Matt McCallum. I will check in on that battle between Muller and Prying Stingray, which also just continues to be a stalemate really at this stage as everyone tries to manage their tyres. These two trying to work together to catch the cars in front, which is not really having the desired effect because he is Art DJ and he's still a fair way up the road at the moment between, and there's a bit of breathing room between Stingray and DJ. And at the front of this field, Dalton, Birtles, and Lemon still pretty close together, but again, no one's really making any major inroads here in this stage of the race. We're almost at the halfway point now. Lap 11 will be crossing over the halfway point of the race. Oh, big curb issues there. Is that a slowdown for Nick Dalton? I think he's gotten away with it. Not sure how. That was a lot of curb that he took there. A lot of liberties. That's the thing. It's a very fine line on the exit of that bus stop. How much curb you take. Just how much you get away with. Into the lane they go. So the two race leaders in. Lemon and Birtles both diving in. Nick Dalton elects to stay out. Sharky diving in. DJ diving in as well. Will they go to the hard tyre or will they go to the medium tyre? That's the question we're asking ourselves now on strategy. Stingray chooses to stay out. Muller elects to stay out as well. Ali B is in. Matt McCallum is in. BVL Gazoo, what will he do? I think he's going to come in as well, and he is, and Wheeler will also follow him in. Ribwind Ibn Hamza pushing on. Where will he come out in relation to some of these guys that he was battling at the front of the field? It is fuel now going in for Lemon 87. He's done. He is out. Doesn't need a lot of fuel to get to the end. Medium tyres is the choice of our race leader. Caleb Birtles has come out in front of Lemon. That is huge. There has been a positional change in the pits. So that is mega stuff for the championship leader. Reigning champion has jumped the pole sitter after he led pretty much all the start of this race, looked in control, and now the pressure gets put on Lemon 87 to try and find a way past Birtles before this race is over. He's only got about 10 laps to do it at the line, so not a lot of time left. Just over half race distance remaining. So just under half race distance remaining. Caleb Birtles now in the box seat to be in control of this one. When all the stops shake out. That is a major moment. Sharky as well. Up into provisional third, depending on where Dalton pops out. DJ in a strong position as well. Justin Ladaway has actually jumped Ali B and Matt McCallum. Ribwan Ibn Hamza has disconnected, so we've lost Ribwan. That is super unfortunate. He was ahead of Justin, would have been coming out close to DJ, probably Sharky. Unfortunately, he's disconnected from this race. Into the lane, dives our race lead, Nick Dalton. So he's going for the overcut. Will it pay off here? Stingray and Muller also into the lane. 5 litres more difference between Stingray and Muller. Stingray may be saving a bit of fuel with the help from Muller behind as well. It may have been a bit of tactic engaged there to help in the end. Lemon 87. Tyres going on now. These guys are going to well and truly jump him here, I'd say. I don't see him coming out in front. There he is. There is Nick Dalton coming out of the pits. He will finish up in front of Sharky, only just, but he does come out. Look how close these guys are banded together. Sharky, and then DJ Stingray. Where is he going to come out? There's Justin Ladaway. So, Justin has come out in front of these two guys. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on here, but they're on fresh sets of boots. Justin Ladaway on considerably older tyres will have a big task ahead of him if he wants to defend this 6th position. There is a lot of work here. Oh, down the inside, straight away from Prying Stingray, wasting absolutely no time. An absolute dive bomb into the hairpin, and he's going to be followed through by Muller, who will have the outside line, but they're both ahead of Justin before they get to the entry back onto the oval. And that is 2 positions lost for Justin. He was in 6th. He would have had to work really hard to defend, but just was not able to. The tyre life he has left on those mediums is not enough to defend that position. He has to settle for being in P8. And now Ali B and his teammate Matt McCallum are charging up behind him 10 laps on those tyres for Justin Ladaway is a huge ask. He's already done 10 laps. He's got to do about 10 more. That's a long way to go in this race. Long way indeed. Lemon 87 is starting to drop off from Caleb Birtles now, so that gap is growing a little bit. Best lap of the race, fastest lap of the race, a 46 flat for Caleb Birtles. He is putting the hammer down now. 5 tenths quicker on the previous lap than the car behind. Nick Dalton on his outlap, 47.5. Sharky, can he catch Nick Dalton, get a podium for himself before this is over? What about Art DJ? What can he do in the Audi? I think he's maybe just going to have to sit in no man's land at this stage, unfortunately. There is a lot of racing going on out there at the moment. Still plenty of racing to go, folks. We're on lap 13 of 21. It's Caleb Birtles from Lemon 87, from Nick Dalton, Sharky, Art DJ, Prying Stingray, and it's Muller in P number 7. Ali B has found their way. I think Justin Ladaway's actually dived to the lane. He has. So Ali B, Matt McCallum, BV Elkazoo, Zane Wheeler, and then Justin Ladaway has just come out of the pits onto a fresh set of tyres. So that is the state of play right now. It is nice and dark out there. A lot of just headlights illuminating for these guys. Keep them lit. We are using HDR range, so the brightest range of color, but it does make the darkest dark. The blacks darker, and the light colors more light. But it just means that there's a massive contrast, and especially in that infield section, it is hard to see the cars, and we do apologize. But trust me, it's hard. It doesn't not quite translate at night, but during the day, it makes these cars look absolutely spectacular. Saw the sunset racing we had last week at Grand Valley Highway 1, and I think that just looked absolutely fantastic. Some of the shots we got from that were brilliant, and it's not quite translated, I think, the way we would have wanted in a in a situation like this. But in saying that, it still looks pretty good. Jump up further to Matt McCallum. There's a couple battles happening throughout this pack. This battle between Muller and Stingray still yet to be resolved. Justin Ladaway with a lot of work to do. Try and catch Wheeler in front. He's got a long way to make up in this field, but he does have pace. Could be done. Starting lap 14, so 7 laps to go. There's a long way to go in this race. And Lemon 87 has actually passed Caleb Birtles, so we've had a change for the lead. We missed that off camera. There's been a change of position. And now Caleb Birtles has to work at the lead of this race once again to try and find a way back to the front. Look, this is where he's been good through this section, then it's coming off the bus stop. He really needs to maximize his run, because if he can get a good exit off the bus stop in comparison to Lemon, he could find himself with the slipstream down the through the final banking and onto the front start finish line. Not really a front straight, is it? He's been good this time. He is close enough to pick up that slipstream. This should be a good run for Caleb Birtles. You can see the spray being kicked up by that diffuser on the Audi. Doing everything he can to throw his name back in the hat for leader of the race. He goes to the outside, the long way around. I think he's going to get it done before they even get to turn 1. He is. And the lead of the race is back in control of the reigning champion for GT. The American leads at Daytona. And the last time, I don't want to, correct me if I'm wrong here, folks, but the last time we covered a Division 1 race at Daytona, I believe that was all the way back in Season 1, and that was also won by a Ford GT at the hands of Josh Green. So could we see Ford GTs to dominate Division 1 here on AGT TV? That is something we will have to find out. I am doing a quick scan back through my notes to see when the last time we raced at Daytona on this channel was. I can tell you it was definitely a while ago. Hasn't been massive recently. And I do believe It was Season 1, Round 1, Lobby A. And Josh Green took that victory. That was an absolute blast from the past. We have covered a Daytona race since then. That was, if I get my notes correct, folks, that was the Div 3 finale race for Season 5 with just 8 points separating the top 3. So that was, we covered that back in June last year. But Daytona, first season, was the last time we covered a Division 1 race at this circuit. It was won by Josh Green and Ford GT, and that is a great stat. But this battle is raging on. Lemon 87 does not want to let Caleb Birtles just walk off into the sunset. He is throwing everything he can at the reigning champ to try and get back in control of this race. They're close, very close. Through turn 1, he looked for the switchback, but Caleb Birtles parked the car in a spot that really prevented that move from Lemon. And he was not able to make it stick on that occasion. And has to sit in behind for now. We are on lap 16 of 21. About 10 minutes remaining in this race. Not a lot of time to get something done. Nick Dalton is going quick out there at the moment. He's just set the best first sector of anybody. Sharky is chasing him though. He is quick as well. On this previous lap he was actually slower, but he is starting to pick up the pace. Flying Stingray creating a little bit of breathing room for Muller. It is Matt McCallum over Ali B in 8th and 9th at the moment. Ali B trying to get herself into the top 8. That would be a wonderful result for the Porsche driver. Dane Wheeler, Viviel Gazoo's in the pits, and I believe will be staying there for some time. So not sure what's happened to Gazoo, but he's elected to sit in the pits, and that is his evening over. Justin Ladaway is pushing hard. He is catching Wheeler, who came into the pits on lap 12 for his stop. So he is pushing to try and catch this Porsche now. It's going to be a big ask, but he could do it. We'll keep a very close eye on that towards the end of this race. It's going to be close, that's for sure. A bit of grass cutting there for Darren McSweeney. Nico, what's he going to do at the line here? Is it going to be quicker than his previous lap? And how quick exactly will it be? Could he put himself in the ring for maybe something at the top end of this field before the race is over? Drivers cross the line. It is a 46.194, so not quite as quick, but quicker than both the guys in front. Not by a lot, but it is quicker, so he is gaining them on them. At the moment, Sharky did a 46.5 on the previous lap, so he's not able to keep up with Dalton at this stage of the race. Lap 17 now. Getting to the pointy end of this race. Round 2 of the season. The AGT GT7 GT3 Championship. We have sponsors of Cheap Metal Mafia and AM Weight Designs who have been with us since the beginning, and the last couple of seasons we've also had the pleasure of being sponsored by Precise Lubrications. Precise Lubrication, I should say, and they're featured right prominently at the top in the center of your screen, and they are a major sponsor of this series, and we thank all of them for their support, particularly Precise Lubrication. They've been instrumental in helping these broadcasts happen as well, which has been great to see. And we think, I believe it is Nick Dalton. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure people will correct me. I believe it is Nick Dalton that has brought that sponsorship on board. I'm very, very grateful for that. A sponsorship coming on. And it is, it's great to see businesses getting behind sim racing. If you run a business, or you know someone that might want to sponsor sim racing, have them reach out. We run both GT7 and ACC series, both of which would very much love some sponsorship if you're looking to. They're both broadcasted on a Wednesday night. The broadcast will come out for GT7, and on a Friday, every other Friday, we have ACC racing. Next round of ACC takes place this Friday at Donington for our British Super Sprint 2 30-minute races around Donington. That's going to be action-packed, that's for sure. It's a very narrow circuit, very challenging circuit as well. So that will be very, very exciting for our drivers to take place on this Friday, and we'll bring that to you live from the same time this broadcast kicks off. So wherever this broadcast kicked off for you tonight, whatever time that was, if you're in New Zealand, it'll be 9:30 Australian Eastern. If you 9:30 p.m. in New Zealand, it'll be 5:30 p.m. in Perth. And it is 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time here in the great state of New South Wales. Give some uniformity to our broadcast with the kickoff times, but we are on lap 18. Lemons trying to come back here at Birtles. Bit of a last desperate gasp, though. I want to check in here if I can with Justin Luttaway. He's not too far behind Wheeler now, so that gap is closing with 3 to go. 46 plays a 48. There is a mass amount of gain on Justin Luttaway. He is pushing hard to catch that car. Ali B not letting Matt McCallum out of their sight yet either. So this isn't over. The battle for the last spot inside the top 8. Spoken about this before. Usually in a race you talk about finishing in the top 10, but there's only a maximum of 16 cars in Gran Turismo, so you sort of halve the field and you go the top 8 would be a wonderful spot to finish in if you can finish inside the top 8. Prying Stingray, Muller, they're still a line astern at the front of this, or in the mid-pack of this field as well, in 6th and 7th. We'll pause for a moment to allow you all have your little moments, your little memes. Oh, around the outside, here we go, Lemons into the first corner. That was very aggressive. Under brakes from the PAG driver. Sent it around the outside of the reigning champion. Caleb Birtles, though, got the elbows out, and he's gone deep into the corner. I thought Birtles might have run wide, and Lemons would have been able to drive underneath him, but at this stage, he holds on to the lead of this race. It is getting spicy at the front of the field, though, with 2.5 laps to go. There is not a lot of time for Lemon to get back to the front of this field. He is throwing everything at the number 1 car, at the Ford GT. It is heating up at Daytona. This is going to be a brilliant battle to the finish, without a doubt. How much does Lemon have left in the tank? He's got plenty of fuel to get home. How much tyre does he have left? He has a little bit more tyre than Birtles in front. Not a massive margin, though. The tyre life. Does he go for a look here in the bus stop? This would be bold if he did. Doesn't think about it on this occasion. Stays in behind. A good run through the bus stop could set him up down the front straight, though. That is lovely curb usage from the Audi. This could be it. This is a nice run. They are down on their lap times, but it doesn't much matter for them. They are pushing hard at the front of this field. The fastest lap of the race now belongs to Lemon with a 45.86. And here he goes. He's pushing Birtles. Birtles is sitting on that yellow line, defending with his life. He does not want to give Lemon any room to try and get past. He's going to have to go high. Lemon will have to commit to the outside line once again into turn 1, but he's not able to on this occasion. Stick around the outside like he did last time and has to settle in behind. This is brilliant defensive driving from the Race Asylum Ford GT driver. Caleb Birtles, Lemon 87 pushing each other. If they keep going like this, though, it could open the door for Dalton and Sharky to try and catch up. RDJ clear of Prying Stingray. Stingray still got a little bit of breathing space to Muller, but Muller's not done with him yet. McCallum and Ali B still going at it as well. Justin Luttaway, where is he in relation to Wheeler? Not too far behind. Oh, gets it crossed up in the braking zone. He had to slow down more than he would have liked there, Wheeler, to get that car pulled up. Justin Luttaway is hunting him down at the back of this field. That is a very exciting battle for what is effectively last place at this stage. Caleb Birtles, can he defend from Lemon 87? Nick Dalton, can he get himself into part of this battle before the race is over? I think he might be a little bit out of it from here. I don't see him catching that far up before the end of this one. Into the bus stop now. What can Lemon 87 do out of here? Is he get it? Oh, he gets it a little bit wrong. This could be a slowdown. He's used a little bit too much curb there. Will it be a slowdown? No, he's gotten away with it. I was a little bit skeptical, but it seems to be okay from the game at this stage. He's in the slipstream. He's got the toe. Can he find a way past? Again, Caleb Birtles defending that yellow line, staying as low as he possibly can. They're side by side to start the final lap. Technically, Lemon was in the lead of the race as they crossed the line. They're going side by side into turn number 1, but Caleb Birtles with that inside line goes defensive, parks the car on the apex, and Lemon 87 not able to find a way past at this stage. This is brilliant racing between these two. A lot of respect shown, but brilliant defensive driving from the race leader. He's been in control pretty much all of the first half of this race was Lemon, and then lost out in the pits to Caleb Birtles. There's been a couple of lead changes since then, but Caleb Birtles, you give him a sniff at the lead of this race, he's certainly not going to yield. Further back in the pack, DJ is being reeled in by Stingray, by Muller. Where is Justin Ladaway? Is he catching Wheeler? He is. He's right there with him. How will this shape out before we get to the end? We have multiple battles to keep a track of. At the end of this race, Lemon 87, Caleb Birtles, how does this look running down the straight? You could get there. He could get there, Lemon 87. He just doesn't want to get a slowdown off the bus stop. That's the last thing he needs, is to bottle that exit, use too much curb, and find himself with a slowdown. Can he get the run? Line astern into the bus stop for the final time. There's a little bit crossed up there. He didn't quite get what he would have wanted. There's a lot of curb usage there. I think he's okay, but he's not going to be close enough on this occasion. The slipstream will not be there. How does it look for the guys in 5th, 6th, and 7th? Pretty close, but maybe not close enough, but it is going to be 2 in a row for the reigning champion. Lemon 87 threw everything at him, but Caleb Birtles stands tall at the field once again. The top of the field. He takes the victory at Daytona from Lemon 87. Nick Dalton, Sharky, DJ will hold on to 5th over Prying Stingray, and Jan Muller, Matt McCallum, and Ali B will finish 8th and 9th, but what's going to happen with these two? They're so close off the bus stop. This is going to be a drag race to the finish now for these two. Wheeler, he cannot move too much here. He has to hold on. He's going to drive underneath him, Justin Ladaway. This is going to be close to the line. They're side by side. Down the final stretch towards the start-finish line. Who will come out on top? There's absolutely nothing in it. It's Justin Ladaway that gets into the top 10 of the death from Zane Wheeler. And take a bow, gentlemen. That was absolutely mega. Wow, what a finish to that race, folks. That was absolutely electric. And it's Caleb Birtles by 1.6 seconds in the end over Lemon 87. Lemon didn't quite get the run off the final bus stop chicane that he would have liked. He got it every other lap beforehand. It was almost perfect. He just needed to do it again, and he wasn't quite able to. Didn't quite get the turn in I think he would have wanted. At the end of the day, Nick Dalton comes home in position number 3 from Sharky in P4, Art DJ P5, then it's Prying Stingray, Jan Muller, Matt McCallum, Ali B in P9, Justin Ladaway and Zane Wheeler. Absolutely nothing separating them at the line. Then BVL Gazoo finishing in 12th after sitting in the pit lane for the remainder of the race. And then it was Ridwan Ibn Hamza that's managed to come home in, or didn't finish actually, didn't end up finishing the race in P13. Wow, what a result for those guys. I do not have a championship standings graphic for you, but I will read them out for you. I'll get them up on my screen now. So it is leading the way, as you would expect at the moment. It is distinct Caleb Birtles in first place in the championship from distinct Sharky. So Sharky sits P2. It's a 1-2 for Race Asylum at the moment. Lemon 87 sits P3. Prying Stingray in position number 4. DJ Master, P5. Jan Muller, 6th. Nick Dalton in 7th with a great result today in position at number 3. Then it's Justin Ladaway in P8. Matt McCallum, 9th. Ali B in 10th. BVL Gazoo in 11th. Zane Wheeler, 12th. And then it is, we didn't see them, unfortunately, this evening. It's Pakitas and AGT K. in 13th and 14th. And then Ridwan does get 6 points for tonight despite disconnecting. So he sits 15th in the standings. What a drive from those guys tonight, and I'm very glad that I get to call the action this season. Next week we go racing at Lago Maggiore West for 29 laps on a soft tire. That will be absolutely epic, and make sure you tune in next Wednesday for that, because that is going to be electric. If you're trying to get your racing fix and you're looking for more brilliant racing to watch, AGT ACC has their 6th round of their 3rd season this Friday night at Donington Park in GT3 cars. It's two 30-minute sprint races. Anything can happen. No pit stops required. There's going to be some electric action, that is for sure. So make sure if you're doing nothing Friday night from about 7:45 Australian Eastern Standard Time, so that's 9:45 New Zealand time, 5:45 Perth time, and if you're in a different time zone, just consult. It'll be on YouTube, and we'll make sure we get it in the Vids and Streams chat as well in both the ACC and the GT7 Discords. Make sure you tune in for those. But for now, that is all we have time for. We thank you so much for your company. We thank you for tuning in once again. If you did enjoy what you see, make sure you share it around. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts were. And we'll look forward to getting back to it once again next week. But for now, my name has been Isaac Fogarty. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Stay safe. We'll see you very soon. Goodbye.
Stuck in my same old place, trying to